Con. You also got Proverbs 25:4. Remove the dross from the silver, and the silversmith can produce a vessel. Right there, we're supposed to be dealing with real silver, real gold. Those elites took that because this is what they've been planning this all along. Because when all hell breaks loose, people won't be dealing with in silver and gold. They dictate who has control. As Meyer Amsher Rothschild said, give me control of the nation's money supply. I care not who makes the laws. That's what Meyer Amsher Rothschild said. So, yeah, when the money is over, when they get rid of this paper money, they say it's over before. You people don't have silver, you don't have gold, you don't have any of that. They took all your silver and gold. That's control. They control your stupid ass, your simple asses, man. Now you're gonna be killing one another. Exactly what they want you to do, and they're gonna bring in this new world order. Proverbs 11:11 in the GNT. The Lord hates people who use dishonest skills. He is happy with honest weights. Haggai 2:8. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, says the Lord of hosts. So yeah, that's what real money is, basically. That's what real money is. The price of something can rise up, but silver and gold is always going to be valuable. So I got these clips I want to play real quick. This is just a quick lesson. I'll just go into once again how this economy is. It's fucked. This is all going down. It's downhill from here. It's all gonna get worse from here. And these stupid idiots can't see it. I'm talking about these people in the road. These dumbass Edomites can't see it. They're stupid and blinded, and they can't see it. They're still rooting from Trump and holding on to their false image of the Bible that's got nothing to do with them. Because they're so selfish and greedy and greedy dogs, and they're Edomites at the end of the day. You're gonna die. But check these videos here going into the drought and the famine that's gonna come hit. That's already here. Once again, this is by design as well. These elites planned this long ago. They already want this. Once again, this is what they want. Once again, this is what they want. They want a one-world central bank, one-world military, and the national sovereignty, and the privately owned property, and of the family unit. Yeah, what do you think they can tell you if you can garden or not? If the city sees you have a garden in the back, they'll take it down too. They can take that down because you're not supposed to have that. What do you think that's all about? Exactly, man. And so they can be blinded and stupid all day long, man. Those are not good signs, man. And the privately owned property and the family unit, mandatory vaccines, universal basic income, microchips tracking. You get the point. And the private farms, restricted land use. Yeah, and if America had your best interests, why are you idiot ass Edomites? Why are you stupid ass Judites leaving America? Why are you stupid ass Israelites leaving America then? If you're so stupid, because you are stupid. If you're so stupid, why the fuck are you leaving America, man? Because they know you know they got your ass. They hand up your ass, man. They've been controlling this whole bitch the whole time, bro. It says right here, Americans are leaving for the first time. This article here says American news that for the first time since the Great Depression, more people are leaving the U.S. than moving in. People moving to Portugal, Spain, Mexico, Germany, and even Albania in record numbers will this continue through 2026. Yeah, because when the righteous are in authority, people rejoice. When the wicked bear fruit, people mourn. That's why people are leaving America. As the scriptures say, man, the righteous are in authority. People wouldn't be leaving. People wouldn't be leaving America because things, the price of living is so high. They're leaving America because the price of living is so high up here. Whereas in other countries, even in Mexico, you can go over there and live off more of the money you have. That's why, because the wicked don't care. The wicked are greedy. The wicked want more money. They want you people dead. They even said it themselves. Water ain't a human right. So yeah, at this point, man, you Edomites are fucking true, man. They still believe that you're fucking warm-hearted, sweetheart. President Trump, period, Edomite's gonna come true for your stupid ass, man. He ain't gonna come true for nothing you have, man. You're fucking stupid and simple, man. That's not gonna save your ass, man. Wake the fuck up, man. You oppressed my people. Now your own stupid ass president's oppressing your ass, man. That's what's happening to your stupid ass grandpapa, grandmama. That's what's happening to your stupid fucking Edomites, grandfathers, man. Generations. All right. So you can get on camera, cry about it, enjoy your last whatever you have, Esau, Edomites. And look at this: unemployed Americans with 4-year college degrees have hit a record high, and they're unemployed. They have 4-year college with 4-year college degrees. They have 4-year college degrees. They're unemployed. They're unemployed. They have 4-year college degrees. They went to college for 4 years studying and all that money on that. They're unemployed right now, and it's on a record high. So yeah, man, the wicked do not give a fuck about you Americans here, man. You got a lot of Edomites. This is being done to you Edomites, especially, man. Listen, my friend, you are fucked. You are fucked, my friend. You are fucked. Arab Ishmaelite boys. It says right here, Bill Gates is funding a plan to dim the sun. No government approved it. No international law governs it. It's already happening. And you got this devil right here. Is funding a plan to dim the sun. If this ain't the wicked, I don't know who is. I don't know what kind of news these dumbass, old ass, baby boomer Edomites have, man. These stupid ass baby boomers, man. Wake the fuck up, bro. Your Trump is not gonna do shit for you, man. Your church ain't gonna do anything for you, man. It's not the true power. You gotta, at this point, you gotta go and call upon the one true God, bro. And if he ain't dealing with you, my friend, you are fucked. The Pentagon has asked Ford and GM to start making weapons for the first time since World War II. That's them playing with you. Because they know it's already the third war already. When you gotta go and ask GM and Ford once again, that helped America win the World War, start making weapons again, like how they did. So you know we're in that war already, man. Meanwhile, you got Trump just called himself Cyrus. He's the small hats version of Cyrus. I'm gonna play the clip. I'll come back to that.
Have you heard of the Heytai app? Effect, meanwhile, from the war with Iran is being felt in the farm fields of Minnesota and
So all that being said, all this happening. Look at this.
Wisconsin. Farm diesel prices have gone up 46% since the war started, plus rising fertilizer prices. John Lauritsen met some farmers choosing to sit out the season because of the growing expenses.
It's very dry for April 20th. We have great field conditions, dry soils, the frost is out of the ground.
For Ryan Mockentune, getting off to a good start is key to getting good yields. Today, it's all about planting corn in McLeod County, despite challenges ranging from high fertilizer and fuel costs to trade wars and tariffs.
As a farmer, I'm optimistic that eventually we're going to have a market that will support farming.
It's a very high stress time.
Steve Zank shares Mockentune's optimism, but with a volatile market, the farm advocate is noticing a trend. More farmers leasing out their property instead of farming it themselves.
The neighbor will pay me $300 an acre, and I can just take the year off. I mean, yeah, it's a very particular set of criteria.
Leasing out their property.
Farming.
It's a very high stress time.
Steve Zank shares Mockentune's optimism, but with a volatile market, the farm advocate is noticing a trend. More farmers leasing out their property instead of farming it themselves.
The neighbor will pay me $300 an acre, and I can just take the year off. I mean, yeah, it's a very particular set of criteria for you to be able to do that.
Zink says it's become an option for older farmers who have owned their land for decades and don't believe they can make a profit farming this year. Working with finances on a daily basis, Zink says it boils down to sheer numbers. Right now, he foresees some farmers spending up to $1,000 to plant an acre of corn, but getting a return of $800, a net loss. While that's not the case everywhere, Zink knows many Minnesota farms are struggling to make a profit.
I'm happy if I can get them to break even. We will get better at this, and we'll get through this. And yeah, we have many times before, and then things will get better again.
In McLeod County, John Lauritsen, WCCO News.
This is out of the ground.
For Ryan Mockentune, getting off to a good start is key to getting good yields. Today, it's all about planting corn in McLeod County, despite challenges ranging from high fertilizer and fuel costs to trade wars and tariffs.
As a farmer, I'm optimistic that eventually we're going to have a market that will support farming.
It's a very high stress time.
Steve Zank shares Mockentune's optimism, but with a volatile market, the farm advocate is noticing a trend. More farmers leasing out their property instead of farming it themselves.
The neighbor will pay me $300 an acre, and I can just take the year off. I mean, yeah, it's a very particular set of criteria for you to be able to do that.
Zink says it's become an option for older farmers who have owned their land for decades. And
basically, they're saying it's costing way too much just to plant, and they might as well just not plant. That's what they're gonna get from, even if they plant, what they'll get from that is they're spending more than what they may be making off of it. Essentially, is what they're saying here. They ain't gonna make money if they do it. They'll essentially just be losing money. They ain't gonna be making an
loss. Well, that's
the investment they'll be making. They ain't gonna be more than what they spend for it. So I put in summarize the video. And this Google Gemini here is put rising costs. Farmers are facing a difficult season due to sharp increases in farm diesel prices, up 46%, and fertilizer costs compounded by ongoing trade wars into risks. Farm advocate Steve Zink notes an emerging trend where old farmers who may face a net loss spending $1,000 per acre for a return of only $800 are opting to lease out their land. It says, despite the high stress environment and current economic strain, there is a sense of cautious optimism that the market will eventually stabilize and conditions will improve for the agricultural community. And me personally, I think this is the new normal now. This is what's going to be the new normal. You people are surely fucked. Kinda, once again, as the scriptures say, I think this is in Isaiah 1:22. Thy sobers become dross, thy wine mixed with water. Therefore says Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, Allah will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. God, this is all fucked. Thy wine mixed with water. This metaphor describes diluted quality and deception, just as watering down wine makes it lose its strength and flavor. The spiritual life and justice of the nation had become compromised. Yeah, and in this case, it's actual financial wise. Because once again, God isn't the name. Jesus ain't the name that's not going to save you. The name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shah. And on top of that, your economy is fucked, and America is fucked. This place is true. And you don't think Esau and the government has enough money and resources to farm that land? No. That's what the movie Idiocracy was showing you. But in this case, they're not actually stupid. Your government ain't stupid. You people act stupid. You Edomites act stupid because you think that this is normal. They sincerely believe in their minds this is what's the case. No, they're acting stupid on purpose, and therefore it results in your mind being illusioned, and now you think this is normal. So really, they made you think stupidly. You can't think outside the box. You think inside the box, man. And then on top of it, you this got this article as well. I'm not sure when this came out, but it was this year, and it said a new COVID-19 variant is spreading across the states. So on top of it, you got famines. You got a famine approaching. You got this pestilence that they say is spreading. Bill Gates trying to plan to dim the sun. That's already happening. U.S. national debt hits 39 trillion, up 1 trillion in just 5 months under the Trump administration. You got these unemployed 4-degree college graduates. They're unemployed at an all-time high. It says Trump says he's unbothered. The rise of gas prices does not concern me. Trump says. Americans leaving are at an all-time high. Yeah, man, this place is true. Once again, because this is ran by the wicked. What do the wicked want? They want a 2030 agenda. What they want to implement. One world central bank, one world military. One world social credit system. A one world universal basic income. And the family unit, mandatory vaccines. End of national sovereignty. And this is all thanks to them Jews, them fake Jews over there. But I'll get this other clip here.
Hey, Lenny, is it a sin to drink alcohol? A water crisis mounting in Corpus Christi, Texas, where drone video shows docks once surrounded by water, now sitting on dry land.
This is unprecedented territory.
Droughts have been crippling this area for years. Now, local officials are warning the city's reservoirs are on track to run dry by next year. This week, revealing plans to potentially declare a water emergency that as soon as September would force all local residents and businesses to cut usage by 25%, limiting the average household to 5,200 gallons of water per month. One study shows the average American household uses 9,000 to 12,000 gallons monthly. Close to 500,000 local homeowners now fearing the surcharges that could come with going over.
People take daily showers. I do. So I would have to cut back on showers.
All while big questions loom about the area's largest water consumers, 20 major industrial facilities who officials say consume more than half of Corpus Christi's water. The top user, according to the city manager, ExxonMobil.
They used about 13 million gallons a day of water.
In a statement, a spokesperson for ExxonMobil said in part the company continuously recycles water, is looking for additional ways to reduce its water use, and that the site is also exploring alternative water sources.
Are you confident that those largest industrial customers will comply?
We are confident. We know all of them and their lead, either plant managers or area managers well. Some of them will have to reduce the production of fuels or product.
But the city manager also says many of these companies are critical to the local economy.
That's why we've been so closely working on this and not declaring a level 1 water emergency before it's really necessary, because we don't want to wreck our economy. We don't want to have operations closed down.
To those who say, listen, this sounds pretty dire, and shouldn't we be acting faster? What do you say?
Yeah, so I say that we have been working on this for several years now. It is a race against time, but nobody's ever lived through a drought this severe.
Yeah, this is so wild. Maggie Vespa joins us tonight from Chicago. So Maggie, how confident are these officials that they can keep the city from running out of water?
So, Tom, at least in the short term, they say they are confident. They do know they need to save 15 million gallons of water per day to avoid that fate. And they really need those large industrial companies to comply. And kind of to that end, I asked that city manager who you saw in the piece, I said, you say you talk to these companies, you know them, you trust them, but what if hypothetically one or multiple don't comply and they use too much water? And he said, listen, we will be monitoring that. If that happens, we will talk to them. We'll negotiate with them. And he said, listen, if all else fails, and again, hypothetical, we are not above turning off their access to water. He said that's how dire this is, Tom.
So,
yes, there you go. That's drought. We're judging this place. He's punishing this place. Broad is the gate and the arrow is the path. There's only a select few that's going to get this word, and that's going to see through all of this, man. And that's the elect. Zebediah 1 and 13. Therefore their goods shall become a buoy, and their houses of desolation. They shall build houses but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards but not drink the wine thereof. Right there, Yahweh is near, it is near and hasted greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. Yahweh, the mighty man, shall cry there bitterly. Lord did that back then to the Israelites, and at times Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. He's doing that again in this time. He's judging America, the Babylonians. A lot of y'all Americans too, that's feeling the brunt of this. You're not saved either. The Lord ain't dealing with you either. You're gonna get judged too. If you're not the elect, the Lord's gonna judge you. Your big church, master church, ain't gonna save you. They're not gonna save you, and yeah, your precious America's falling down. Isaiah 47:2. Take millstones and grind flour. Take off your veil, lift up your skirts, bare your legs.
You media reporting.
I want to talk a little bit about engineered famine. It looks like it's happening. It's been happening for some time. Weather manipulation, engineering of the whole thing, but we're seeing a lot of things start to align that kind of shows that crunch time's about to hit us big time. What I mean by that is the whole situation with the farmers. I had a lot of people just chime in on the last video about their neck of the woods, about if they're seeing butterflies, if they're seeing bees. And I noticed from the comment section that there's people out there that are either seeing them in abundance, kind of like my neck of the woods. You'll see butterflies flying around, just seeing a bumblebee. They're out here in abundance. But in my area, I know that we have designated pollinator zones. I don't know if you guys have those in your neck of the woods, but those pollinator zones help to feed the ecosystem and make sure that the butterflies and the bumblebees stay alive and they can do their job, because obviously without them, everything will collapse. We're hearing about people saying that there's none in their neck of the woods. That's concerning. Even though I have colony, we're hearing about people saying that there's none in their neck of the woods. Butterflies and the bumblebee neck of the woods. That's concerning. Even though I have colony people around me that like do bees and all that stuff and have hives, there's been reported losses. And they've even been trying to go around to other properties to try to build up these zones just to try to counter all the loss that's happening. Now, I also have people that have stated that they run colonies in other states. Arkansas, for instance, had people chime in saying that half of their colonies have died. Half of their hives have been wiped out. They've talked to other people in the area, and they've seen similar things happen. And they were like, if it's that bad in their neck of the woods, how bad is it everywhere else? This could be targeted. We're talking about ticks being dropped off en masse on farms all across the place. And people are flipping out. Again, when I look at the comment section of the most recent video, people are either seeing something or they're kind of not seeing much of anything. So it's like one or the other. You're either in an area where you have an abundance of these and you're really not worried about it because you're seeing them. But I would be concerned when you've got farmers out there chiming in saying that they're not seeing nothing on their farms. And I know every state's different, every area is different, but it's happening in mass. And it seems this whole thing is engineered. Let's look globally. What's going on here? Trump's got the Strait of Hormuz all held up and all that. That's causing a supply crunch here that affects everything. It affects absolutely everything. It's just now getting to the point to where people are going to start to notice. And there's no end in sight here in terms of that war front or him opening up Hormuz. They keep talking about it, but it's a carrot on a stick that helps them drag the whole thing out while they pull off theatrics like the White House Correspondents' Dinner and all the stage crap that happened there. It's a whole nother story I'll be covering on the live stream tonight. Make sure to join me. And let me know if you guys are seeing colonies getting wiped out in your areas. And I would have a plan. I would really start green thumbing it this year. Getting some chickens going, getting something going. You'd be surprised. A handful of chickens can keep you and your family alive in a crisis situation. This harvest is going to be one of the worst ever. How can it not? More than half of our farmers cannot get the fertilizer that they need. 70% are in a bad position. Most of the country is in an engineered drought. This is all by design. This is engineered. And it's going to bring about, obviously, a low yield in crops, which will result in a famine. If this keeps happening globally, for sure. I know in some areas people are saying that over the years they've noticed the bugs have disappeared gradually. And again, some people are seeing them in abundance, kind of like I have here, and I'm thankful for that. But, you know, you could go an hour from here and they'd be gone. So what's really going on? The skies, what's being dumped on us constantly? Again, engineered. Every bit of it.
Yeah, every time it's sunny, you saw spraying that sun. And that's why it's always cloudy. Some days it's cloudy, and then the next day it's all of a sudden the sun comes up. Now the next day, that same week, you already know it's about to go down. It gets all cold and shit. That's because of these spraying the chemtrails. I notice that every time it's sunny. You see them chemtrails? That's what those are for. Block the sun. Limit the sun. You have no sun. And then he mentioned the famine. I mean, as far as famine goes, they've been taking away out the sun. That rainwater that rains ain't really real water, because once again, it's all the metals and bioengineered water modification they're using. That's why I said in Revelation 6 and So I looked in there before me was actually verse 4, and then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make people kill each other. To him was given a large sword. Yeah, that red horse is Esau Edom right there. To take peace from the earth, that's what he says. Well, that's what he's done. Engineering this famine, it's coming. It's here already. It's only increasing. And got this other clip here.
Of the lower 48 states is in a moderate to an exceptional drought, and that includes 97% of the southeast and 2/3 of the west, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. This means that drought in the lower 48 in the contiguous United States has reached record levels for this time of the year. NOAA, also known as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, it has a Palmer Drought Severity Index. It hit its highest levels for March since the record started in 1895. But last month, it was the third driest hottest month recorded regardless of the time of the year, and that trailed only the famous Dust Bowl months from July to August in 1934. We've seen it right here in the West. The lack of snowfall, warmer temperatures for the first couple of months of the year really have not set us up for a fruitful summer. Unfortunately, it could be setting us up for a very severe wildfire season. The biggest concern that meteorologists have with this drought, it's what it's going to be doing to agriculture and unfortunately food prices. If America does in fact have a poor crop year because of the drought, it could become a global problem.
61% of the United States is now under extreme or severe drought conditions. If these conditions do not lessen in any fashion, then this is going to be devastating for our farmers and what they can produce. You add on top of that the fact that there are data centers going up everywhere, and in some areas where they're already built, water levels are critical at this point because of the drought. These situations compound on top of one another to put us in a perfect storm of so many events. Less crops means less food. Less crops means less meats, as they're meant for feed. Less water. Now we're crossing into territory we really don't want to be in. And data centers are compounding this tremendously. We're in trouble. And we just need to face reality.
I can't live in my home with half of my home functioning and no water, and I can't drink the water.
Just 400 meters away from Beverly Morris's home in rural Georgia, Meta, Instagram and Facebook's parent company, has built a giant data center. A private well is Beverly's only source of water. But since construction began on the data center, the well water has turned murky. The sediment you see, that's from her taps. And she says it wasn't there before.
The water won't come through the water lines to fill the toilet tank, so I have to fill it with a bucket of water. It's plugged with sediment.
Beverly believes the construction is to blame, but Meta denies this.
No one should have to be afraid to drink their water. Not in this day. Not in this age.
Meta says it commissioned an independent study that found its data center operation had not adversely affected groundwater conditions in the area. But Beverly just isn't convinced.
Meta is a $1 trillion industry, and they're huge. To me, it's like David and Goliath.
Data centers like this are being built around the world, especially in Georgia, one of the fastest growing data center hubs in the U.S. They power AI tools like ChatGPT and require a lot of water to stay cool.
Right now, there are farmers that are firing up their tractors and heading out into the fields for spring planting. And a monster drought has swallowed 60% of the lower 48 states. You haven't heard about this, but it is true. The NOAA maps don't lie. The South is baked sugarcane, rice, peanuts, fruit trees, choking under severe, extreme, and even exceptional drought. Out in the plains, where that's our bread basket, winter wheat is sitting in dust. It can't germinate because it doesn't have the water. In the West, the mountain snowpack is vanishing before our eyes. I mean, I am shocked. I'm here in the Mountain West. We normally have snow up on the mountains all around me. We don't have snow. I mean, we have some in really high elevations, but usually on the mountain right behind my ranch, we have snow up there at this time. It snowed yesterday, but nothing stuck because it's too warm. So you don't have that snow. And now, at least here in Idaho, cutbacks on water are already being talked about. They're being ordered along the Colorado River. In Washington State, the Yakima Basin, which has a lot of our food up there, and ranchers are staring at pastures now that they won't grow. The pastures are... The cattle herd is already the smallest it's been since the 1950s, and it's not happening in a vacuum. Farmers have been hammered for years for the skyrocketing fertilizer prices that happened, remember, after COVID? Diesel costs that have taken their profit margin and just squeezed everything out of it. Supply chain chaos, one hit after another hit after another hit have kept these guys barely hanging on. And now we have another fertilizer hit. And now pile the drought on top of that. The math is brutal. Math is math. Food costs are going up. And not a little, a lot. Beef, grains, produce, everything that comes from the fields all across our fruited plain is going to cost more at the grocery store.
Yeah, so going back to that article, going into what the video was about, more than 60% of the U.S. is covered by drought as impacts worsen. So this is true. And then you just add into account how you can easily eliminate those data centers. And you wouldn't have to worry so much about this water crisis going on with those areas that have that situation with all the AI meta data centers there and being built up there, taking up a lot of water. Because I personally believe they also did that on purpose to increase this man-made famine. This is being done by design. By your small hats. Once again, Trump put out that coin, which he has no business doing that. Quoting the scriptures, they have no business quoting the scriptures. Yeah, Trump came out with this Trump Cyrus coin as a commemorative non-currency medallion issued by the Mikdash Education Center in Israel, and this was in 2018 to honor President Donald Trump for recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital. It features profiles of King Cyrus of Persia, who allowed Jewish exiles to return, and Donald Trump, drawing the parallel in their support for Jewish sovereignty in Jerusalem. Yeah, that's this coin right there. One of them is in gold out here, I think. Marking the 70-year anniversary. So they put Trump on there to commemorate him. And I think even Trump said before that he is Cyrus or something like that. And he puts himself up as the Messiah and stuff, because he's hand in hand with those Amalekites. You go into that Albert Pike letter, and it specifies how the Third War will be brought about, Islamic revolution against the state of Israel, or something along the lines of that. He says in that letter, Albert Pike did say it was the grandfather of Freemasonry. He was a small hat, and he was he was one of the wicked. He's on that Edomite. He's under that. He's a Edomite lineage. He's an Edomite bloodline. The wicked. Going back to Malachi 1. I will start at verse 3. But Esau I have hated, and have turned his hill country into a wasteland, and left his inheritance to the desert jackals. Edom may say, though we have been crushed, we will rebuild the ruins. But this is what the Lord Almighty says: they may build, but I will demolish. They will be called the wicked land of people always under the wrath of the Lord. They will be called the wicked land. Once again, the people mourn when the righteous are in authority. People rejoice when the wicked rule. People mourn. So the point has been made. I'm gonna close out with Revelation 2 and never mind. Revelation 2 and 10. Actually, now I know that works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. It's talking about our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. That's ultimately who the Lord is going to come to rescue and save. Those acknowledging who they are, who his people is. The Lord ain't coming to save everybody. He ain't coming to restore America. It's the end of America. To you baby boomer Edomites that's still lost, that's stubborn in your own weird-ass wicked ways. And to you other stupid, simple ass, whatever your generation is, Generation X, Z, whatever the fuck your stupid generation is, man. You're gonna be destroyed too if you're not the elect, man. Your church ain't gonna save you. And your hopes for America is already destroyed. It's not gonna come back to you. You're not gonna make any investment off that, man. Though ultimately, the ones that's gonna be standing last is, and to win is the elect, the hopeful elect, whoever they are. But you gotta be a Latino, Negro, or Native American Indian to be that member, and you gotta be chosen, and only 1/3. On top of that, only 1/3 of all Israel is gonna be saved. 1 out of every 3 Israelites. 33% of the nation of Israel. The other 66% destroys. Revelation 2 and 10. For none of those things without 9. I know that works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Yeah, those are the ones who are rich. And honor the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, those are the ones ruling the earth. The synagogue of Satan. That's the Vatican. That's the Federal Reserve. The owners of them. Owners of your Pentagon, the Washington. Your military, your financial system, and your religious system. That's all who's running it. Is them Jews over there. Rothschild. Rothschild's family. And this is Revelation 3 and 9. But I behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Once again, it says, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. That's what they're doing, lying. They lie to you people, thinking they're the real Jews. The whole time we're the real Jews. And they're lying to you people now, thinking that you got some type of freedom. They got your best interests, that your church is gonna save you, and that you're gonna be saved. You will not be saved. You will be destroyed. So that's the point. Shalom and the blood of blood.